Welcome to Zelda Dungeons of Infinity. I don't know why it's not capturing. There we go. This is one of those games that we don't talk about. You can kind of tell why if you've ever played the Zelda games. Dear God, it's so loud. You can kind of tell why if you've ever played the Zelda games and you're staring at the screen right now. You can tell actually right away that it's using a lot of assets from another game called Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In fact, the game even has a manual that I'm going to read for you now as this plays out. Legend of Zelda is a procedurally generated roguelike Link to the Past dungeon crawler. It's not a ROM hack. It was created in Game Maker Studio from scratch using the original assets. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing that Nintendo really doesn't like, right? They don't give a like you can do a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, the court of law, in general, the court of law is like, you can do a lot, and it's usually fine. But when you rip assets from a paid game from like a long time ago, from a company that's still alive, they're gonna eat you alive. So, yeah, the copyright of the game assets is actually to Nintendo, to the original 1993 SNES game, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I played the GBA version, so it doesn't really matter. But, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to sort of see how this goes. I think you can play on keyboard, I think, but I don't recall exactly. Here we go. Yes, you can. It's not recommended, but who really cares? We just have to do it, I think. We'll do arrow keys for movement. Oh god, arrow keys. Oh god. We'll do arrow keys for movement. Z to use item, M to do map, Shift to strafe, Control, Alt, yeah, Enter, inventory. I just don't want to like plug in the controller. I'm just lazy. Surely this game will be up. The video will be up, and Nintendo doesn't send an assassin to the dev. Well, I mean, this is about 7 days late, so I think the link is dead now. So if you try to download this yourself, it's like gone. I may be one of the few people who have a copy of this, and so this is technically legal. This is illegal material that I have to delete from my system very soon. It may even be that this video can't even go up, right? But as far as I can tell, the video should still be fine to show up in some way. How about we do... Oh. You can't remap... Oh, you can't remap... You can't do the movement. To be fair, when you've got to figure out how to make a game using the assets of the original, you kind of don't really have time. What character? Destroy Aghanim. Wait, what? Already? Okay. I don't really have any items. I'm just a bird. What do I do? Okay, well, it's a roguelike, a dungeon generator, so I'm curious to see what dungeons are actually made here. I'm actually very curious. Also, sorry, let me just activate something really quick, just in case you guys hear some noises. Okay, so that. So we're gonna see how this goes, and we're gonna see if this video. I mean, even my video of this, right? Because again, my video of this is basically. This is basically contraband. I'm gonna be real with you, right? This is effectively like contraband. How do you swing your sword? Control. Bomb. And yet the concept seems kind of cool when you read about it, right? Because the entirety of the concept is like, imagine if you had a game that was Zelda but roguelike. Like basically, this is like Binding of Isaac, but Zelda themed. And it's like I'm kind of amazed that they didn't think about this in the first place, right? It feels like the right genre to make it for, and Nintendo is already doing experimental things with the franchise. Maybe they don't want to like, I guess like devalue it in like some way, but I think it's gonna be cool. Oh god. Well, it's already very, very complex, so it looks interesting. I think if you enjoy the old school Zelda games, which I do enjoy to some to some degree, I think you'll like this, right? And obviously, they're not the best games. They have problems, right? But what game doesn't have problems? But like comparatively, it's a pretty damn good game, right? And honestly, this kind of feels like me just playing A Link to the Past. I remember the experience. I remember the experience of playing A Link to the Past. This feels very similar. But only on the GBA. So maybe this is like way better compared to like the actual experience on the whatchamacallit. Oh god, on the SNES. You never played Zelda. You know what? You should absolutely try it. It's pretty good. How do I pick this up? Okay, wait, I need to pick this up. Wait, sorry. Please, I'm begging you. But think of Zelda kind of like, at least the old ones, like whatever you see from, say, Binding of Isaac and stuff, or whatchamacallit, they all feel very, very like it feels like basically this is the thing that like built that DNA up from the ground up, right? It's like what I'm trying to like say. Like the DNA of like those games comes from this. Not the roguelike aspect, but the actual like top-down gameplay style really did feel like it like came from this, as well as other contemporaries in the era. There were a lot of like during that like time that like had this like, feeling of like top-down gameplay. Should you try Zelda or this game? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, this game doesn't exist anymore, so you kind of don't really have a choice. You kind of don't really have a choice here. You kind of have to play this game. How do I open chest? I don't understand. But I think the original Zeldas hold up very, very well. Like, very, very well. Like, I think maybe my favorite part of... It's alt. I can't believe it. It's the alt button. I think my favorite part of these of the Zelda games in general is, like, the exploration aspect. They, like, despite it being, like, a top-down game, there's a lot of exploration that you're able to do throughout the entire world. So, for instance, you can actually go through, like, a very large map in these games. That honestly feels... It feels like an open-world game, the way that they laid out the map and the way that you have so many different things to do. But with a story that's actually compelling to some degree, right? Maybe not to your taste, like it really does depend on what you like as a person, but to me it was interesting enough to keep me like engaged. And then the gameplay itself was pretty, like, nowadays I think it's sort of like bog standard, so it might feel a bit, I guess, like archaic or boring, right? Because it's like, everybody does Zelda gameplay now, right? If that makes sense. It's a bit like GTA was pretty damn crazy for the open world stuff, and then now it's like Ubisoft pumps out like an open world game every like quarter, right? Basically the same kind of feeling. Is that sushi? I don't know if the game had sushi. I have no bombs. But if this is a roguelite, is it a gauntlet of dungeons? That's a good point. I actually have no clue yet. We're about to find out. I think we're going to like the stage 2 of this. Oh, so can you tell Narf that I said hi? I'm like, tell her that I'm busy trying to fight for my life. It might be a gauntlet of dungeons, actually. I mean, it does say it's a dungeon generator, but I thought maybe there'd be more variety, but it seems like as soon as we go down here, it's just more. Yep, it's just more. Castle basement, yep. But yeah, I think you should at least try Zelda. The older games are very cheap to buy, so they're very easy to find. You understand what I'm saying, right? So you should get them. I mean, if you can even find a legit copy, go for it. But it's really hard to find a legit copy. But also, I don't even know if they've emulated it on the Switch yet. Like, I don't even know if Nintendo sells it as part of the pack. I know they have the really old game, which is like it feels like a 2D Castlevania game. Cheap to find. You mean GameStop? We don't talk about GameStop over here. If you talk about GameStop too much, we might be hit by the no legal advice rule, or was it financial advice rule? You like Zelda, but the dungeons are your least favorite part. So what's interesting is that there's a divide there, right? Because one half of Zelda society, one half of Zelda culture is they really enjoy the dungeon aspect. The other half really enjoys the open world aspect. I'm a bit of a mix. I enjoy the core gameplay loop to some degree, especially when you get more items, right? But I dislike just pure dungeon gameplay. I mean, I'm a bit of a story gamer, right? That's why I enjoyed Breath of the Wild so much, was because it had dungeons where you could find them, and if you wanted them. Same with Tears of the Kingdom. But if you just wanted to go and experience the world and like see things and like feed your horse, like you could, you know what I mean? Like, it was a good mix of both. Hello, merchants. What are you doing here? I'm gonna buy a sword. Why would you not buy a sword? Yeah. Info. Plus 2 attack. Okay, it seems like it's just dungeons, dungeon shop, buy stuff. Dungeon shop, buy stuff. You can even see it on the map, actually. What you like about Zelda is the exploration and the loose quests. Yes, we just gather items. Yeah, exactly. And you get the hints. Yes. Yeah, because, okay, that's the one thing that I will actually warn about. If you've never played Zelda, and you want to see if it's your kind of game, there is a lot of like you had to discover things on your own. Like basically, what Breath of the Wild had was a more streamlined experience, IMO. Like it was way more streamlined to find like things. It had puzzles, which were cool, but I think even the puzzles in Breath of the Wild were like still roughly the same as actually the old Zelda experience. Like you actually needed to think a fair amount, which isn't bad. Like it actually ends up being like a very, very thoughtful experience of like how they laid these like these like details out, and like the way it made you think about them was pretty cool. But it does mean that it's not like you're not gonna just walk through and it's all like fine, right? So I have no bombs for that whole. I have no bombs. But yeah, that whole thing of like following the conversation, I've seen a split in like both the ways. 50-50 of like there's a side of like the player base that really enjoys that, and then there's a side of the player base that really hates that. And honestly, I see both sides, right? Because again, when you do that, it feels like you're playing like Zelda the story game. But when you do this, it feels like you're playing Zelda the fighting game. Both are pretty damn valid. It's just weird the way that like it ladders up. By the way, again, I'm playing on a split keyboard. I want you to know this is pretty good performance for a split keyboard. But yeah, this game is not going to last, so find yourself a copy of like, I would argue, A Link to the Past. If you have friends or if you want to play with Discord members, Four Swords is fantastic. Four Swords on the Switch has native networking. I think Four Swords is a really good entry to it. But A Link to the Past, I think, is like top tier. The 3D Zeldas are a whole different ballgame. Like if you play Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time, you need to be very aware that like they're very, very different in terms of pacing of these 2D ones. The 2D ones lean more towards the action. The 3D ones lean more towards the story. And then Breath of the Wild is a bit of both, right? Tears of the Kingdom is a bit of both. But then those really lean into the story, but also the open world exploration. But at the core, it's very Zelda themed. Very Zelda flavored. But Link to the Past, IMO, really, really good 2D Zelda. There's a Paper Mario kind of like one for the Switch, I think, where you get to like become like a thin Link. I don't know how I feel about that, but it seems kind of cool. As well as, I mean, I still think you should try Tears of the Kingdom, IMO. Oh, and Wind Waker, thank you for, okay, that was one that I keep fitting to, yeah. Yeah, because, yeah, I also agree about wanting another Wind Waker, because the open sea stuff was very, very cool. And I think the open sea in the game was, like, very, very nice. Like, it felt like a very, very interesting feel. It was basically like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but, like, chill. Like, there wasn't any, like, pirates or anything. It was very chill to go on the open ocean. But compared to Black Flag, where you're, like, fighting for your life every single moment and you're, like, trying to find something, in the Wind Waker, it was just like there, and you just had to go through it to like find stuff, and it was like it felt a bit like the beach island from Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, as well. Spirit Trails or like Spirit Train or something, and Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword is a weird one. You have to play it with a motion controller, so it's a bit of a weird thing. I think the motion control for the Wii is decent, but a little bird has told me there's a version on PC that has a mod for it that connects it to your mouse, and it feels a bit like a Mountain Blade-esque kind of game, and it feels pretty cool. So you should try that as well. But I think that mechanic was really cool for it. The way that you slashed with your Wiimote works pretty well with your mouse, apparently. And then Spirit Train, like Spirit Tracks, the one where you build like a train track or like something. That one's weird, but I really enjoy it too. The heroic music playing as you sail, which then dynamically winds down as you slow down. Yes, until it becomes completely silent as you set foot onto island and you're alone with the ambient sounds. Yes. If there's anything about those the 3D games, like the 2D games are like still really good in terms of the sound design, right? But I think the 3D games are really where they went crazy with the sound design because they had so much dynamism in it. It's a very dynamic OST. Very, very nice. What do you mean by you have a split? But don't I have a gaming layout? Well, no. I just use the one layout for like everything. My problem is that my arrow keys are split. So my left hand moves me left and right. My right hand moves me up and down. So I want you to know I'm playing with great effort here. It's really hard to move around in this game. That's why I really like, because my gaming layout is WASD, right? So it's like nice, but I just didn't bother like fixing the arrow keys. because the keyboard layout is like very, very tight. So it's like if I do the arrow keys on the right side, I lose the punctuation where I'm like used to it, and I have to shift everything upwards by like one like row. But then the number keys wouldn't fit, so it's like the whole like layout fails. I'm planning to build my own custom keyboard, but with a custom board at some point. But I need to ask. I'm still waiting on an email from a PCB manufacturer because I'm trying something experimental, and we're gonna see if it works. But yeah, basically this is the hardest game that I've ever played because it uses the difficulty of a game really depends on if it uses the arrow keys or not, right? If it uses WASD, I'm a god gamer. If it uses arrow keys, good luck. Oh no. Oil lamp. Why do I need this? Shines brighter than a candle. Okay, well there's no what I need. My brightness is like max. What's this? Bag? 12 items. My brother in Christ, I have no items. I have sushi. I don't know if it really matters for items I have sushi. Oh god, there's blood. Was there blood in the original? I don't know if there was blood in the original. I mean, it is a prison, to be fair. What other... I guess, like, what other Zelda games are there that's, like, really good? I think if you play any... Okay, you know what? You have to play, if it's your first time playing Zelda and you have the time to, Ocarina of Time into Majora's Mask. Those two, I think Majora's Mask still to this day is top tier. The story is like, again, because you have to like see it within the context of its time, right? In the context of its time, the story it was trying to do was so weirdly innovative. And the way that it went about tying it to gameplay elements was fantastic. It's sort of like the thing that you see today in like modern takes of that style of that attempt of storytelling. But 20 years like earlier, which is pretty nuts. Oh god, not the bats. Oh. You can only hit them when they get close to the ground. There we go. And then, what else is good? Is this where you rescue Zelda, no? What else is really, really good? For sure, A Link to the Past. Oh, Four Seasons. I know Four Seasons is a bit of a cursed name now because of the whole, election thing, but Zelda Four Seasons is fantastic. I also really enjoyed the story element of it, but also, I thought that game had a very interesting way of doing the puzzles that made you have to think in layers. It's a very surprisingly complex puzzle game. Four Seasons. Yeah, A Link to the Past. Four Swords. Skyward Sword if you can get the mod, or if you can play it on like on an actual Wii. Wind Waker for sure. I don't know about Spirit Tracks, but I enjoyed Spirit Tracks. Breath of the Wild. Honestly, basically every Zelda game is kind of a banger. I think the only Zelda game that like really sucked was the one where it was like a 2D Castlevania like. That was the only one that was like I never want to play this ever again. That was the only one that genuinely I think made me go, I don't know why this is on the because I played it for the first time on the Switch for the online pass, and I was like, I don't know how this I don't know how the game series continued with such a dog shit story. I was like, I don't know if this is fun. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't seem fun to me. It's just it really doesn't work. It was great for Castlevania, so it's crazy because that gameplay style was really good for a Castlevania pace. But for a slow burn RPG pace, I was like, this doesn't really work. Maybe it could. I don't know. But at least the way that Zelda did it, I was like, eh. Water? Zora's Gem Pond. Throw in 2 gems to receive an item. No refunds. How do I throw in a gem? What? I can't do anything! Fuck you. Just throw in the entire sign, like, fuck you, I don't know what to do here. Oh no! Hey, these guys. And again, for like a 2D game, they did really, really well with the enemy types. The enemy variety and the gameplay changes were pretty damn good for the time. I still think they hold up very, very well. Like, it's the one thing about Zelda games that I find amazing is that they really, really did a great job making good use of the perspective. Why are you in jail? I used to live under a bridge. Hey, I remember you. Didn't I give you a bottle once? Yeah, that was my old pee bottle. I hope you were able to make use of it. What? I used to live under a bridge. Jesus Christ, man. It's nasty. Oh, no. Oh! I need to eat sushi. When Link has trouble, he eats the sushi that Zelda gave him. Link! Link! Don't forget! Link! Don't forget about the California roll! Link! Why didn't you eat the California roll? Well, that sucked. What about I want to change my character. This was a character diff. This was a character diff. It was the character that I chose that like failed me. We're only gonna do one more run because again, this is a bit of a landmine game here. Okay. Again, I want to point out here. I died. Again, it's a bit of a landmine game because most assets are ripped from 1993 SNES game, The Legend of Zelda. Ripped. Zelda, it's me! Link! Zelda. 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 It's me. Link. She looks at the tongue and she's like, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out maybe we'll be the rabbit. Bonus item. Fire orb, rod of stone, wooden shield. Challenges. No shops. Curses. I haven't even gotten like a full item. I don't know. I haven't even gotten past like Aghanim. Do you think Aghanim is like the inspiration for Aghanim Scepter from Dota 2? Like, or like what? Why? Because why were so many people named Aghanim? Right? A lot of people were like named Aghanim. I still think about that a lot. Oh. Okay. Well, I will say one thing that really like sticks out to me. The leaf blowing when it walks in, it's very similar to when you blow like your leaf blower, but like opposite. Hey, chat. Welcome. Don't tell anyone don't tell a soul what you see today, okay? This is some illegal stuff. This is contraband. This is gaming contraband. No! You're allowed to be here, but you just can't tell anyone about what you see. This is between you and me. Actually, this is like the second time I played an illegal game on like stream. The second time. Which is... It's crazy that there's like 2 times, you know what I mean? And the first time, I can't even tell you. Now I forced you over here. Well, you know what? I'm sorry that you're being subjected to this. but welcome. That's the gemstone. Okay, that makes sense. Another thing that really strikes me about Zelda games, actually, the story is almost always compelling despite being the same setting every single time. I genuinely think the story is pretty cool. Like Breath of the Wild, I think kind of did the story in the worst way possible. I think Breath of the Wild storytelling was sort of bad in the sense of like the core story itself. I can't believe you've done this. I have to walk all the way back? What's the point? But in general, the way that the concept is always played over and over and like over again, you trying to find Princess Zelda and like save the kingdom, it's very much your stereotypical like hero's journey story, and it works well. I think it works very, very well. I think Breath of the Wild focused a lot on the side characters, which weren't bad. I really enjoyed the side characters, and in general, I enjoyed the side characters more than like the main characters, right? But when you want the main characters, and like when you play the main character story games like this, Link to the Past, well, not like this, sorry. When you played Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time, especially Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, then you get into some very interesting stuff. Like they really took like risks. And again, in Majora's Mask, I genuinely think it's probably one of the better like creepier games. Like the way that they tell the story, and the way that they imply certain things, feels a lot like the implications of like, you know, the great classics, like say Groundhog Day or something, right? And you know, Groundhog Day is a great implication there. So yeah, highly recommend. Check out any of them. Try my list in the order. If you forget the list, I'll post the list inside of the Discord. I'll let you know, because I think everyone should try it. I think Zelda is a really good game series, but also like a great. Like it's weird how they kept the same DNA throughout the entire thing. It's still the same Zelda game. Like even if you play all of them and you notice the differences between each game, right? You still feel like you're playing Zelda through and through. There isn't really a single game where you're like, it's not Zelda. It's sad. Don't worry, chat. Don't worry, chat. You're free to leave. I'm gonna unlock the you know, the handcuffs. You're allowed to leave and be free. Or report back that you ran away, or that you died on the way over. I'll report back that you died on the way over and all they found was your body or something, right? Then you leave and you make like a new life. You change your name to like, I don't know, what's a cool like name? I don't know. And you get to be you. Shit. Uh-oh. Hello? Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. I have no clue if we're back. Just give me a second here. I think I know what's going on. It's been an issue that I've had recently with the way things have been going. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, 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 hello. Can I hear myself? Oh, I don't want to hear myself again. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know why. My OBS has been very interesting lately. OBS for some reason recently, not even like my internet, but for some reason OBS has been dropping connections. And I don't know why specifically it itself has been dropping connections, but it's been weird. What was I saying before? Oh yeah, they should have registered for like a new insurance card. They should have registered under a new legal name. You really want people to know who you are. It's good to build yourself a new life from the ground up. And good luck. Ugh! I need sushi, Zelda. Why didn't you pack me a sushi lunch? Where's my pencil box? Please! Ugh. Froggy will absolutely make it through. Okay, well, one more run. It's a pretty addictive loop. You know what it is? Again, I don't know why they haven't done this. I guess, like, in a way, right? So, this sort of ties back into sort of the ways that they've made Zelda the core game that hasn't changed. With Zelda, every single Zelda game is a Zelda game. Like, there are no bones about it. You're playing a Zelda game every single time. You know when you're playing a Zelda game. It's because they keep true to their vision. They keep true to their vision and their motifs throughout every single game. It is the biggest testament that they've never strayed away from their, like, motifs. Even in their worst Zelda games, have always stuck to the motif of what is Zelda, which is just somebody trying to save Zelda. You get the blue kinstone piece. What? The fuck is a kinstone? What the hell is that? Compared to, I think, every other game out there, like, the difference when you go from, like, one title to the next of, I guess, like, any other game series can be so massive that it feels like you're playing a whole different game. With Zelda, it always feels like you're playing a different flavor of the same game. It's like pasta, right? You might eat like a certain type of pasta. It's all pasta to you. Like, you recognize that it's like pasta. Or pizza. No matter the toppings, it's still pizza. Well, maybe even the sauce. Like, it might even be a whole different sauce. I got the I found. Wait, green and blue are different colors. Really? It's a kidney stone. It's a kidney stone! Woo! I'm just Zelda's, like, doctor. I'm, like, trying to find her to, like, bring her to her, like... Imagine, POV, you're Zelda's doctor. You're trying to bring her to her, like, appointment to, like, help her get rid of her, like, kidney stones. But she put up, like, guards everywhere. Because she believes that you're an assassin sent by Fuck it. I was trying to say something. I couldn't figure it out. I was studying way too much. The Italians wouldn't agree with me. Well, it's a good thing I'm ignorant. It's a good thing I'm ignorant. Look, I'm just saying, okay? It's you eat a pizza and you recognize that it's like pizza. You know what I mean? Like it's but you're right. There's like traditional pizza, which is this is the traditional pizza of the Zelda games, right? Breath of the Wild is like the new fusion pizza that they have on sale at like, you know, your local grocery store for like really overpriced prices. Or like a Sbarro's. You only have like one Sbarro still in like Toronto. It's like dying. But they have really good cheap pizza, so I love it. You know what? Ask any Italian, and they'll back me up. They'll recognize that it's pizza, but it's not pizza, right? If you ask them, is it pizza? They'll say like it's pizza, but it's not pizza. You know what I mean? Like it's not pizza. I'm sure that's like what they'll say. Surely, I know. What? I got cans of Buzz Ale. Alcohol? I got Bud Light. What? Why is that Bud Light? Holy shit, the sword. Yeah. Here we go. What's up? Protects you against floor spikes. Floor spikes? No, always sword. By the way, have you noticed the sword has gotten cheaper and cheaper? Every single run, at first the sword was 100. Then it was 80 and now it's 75. I think the sword goes down in price as you lose because I think the game recognizes them shit. And the game's like, okay, we might have to help this guy. I'm not really sure if he's gonna make it here. Like, okay, buddy, listen. I don't talk about the way that like you make games, buddy. I play them however I want, man. One thing that I think that they kind of messed up on is like the puzzle structure though. In Breath of the Wild. I think the puzzle structure in Breath of the Wild felt very, very toothless compared to the ones in the old ones. Like, not that it was like empty. It was very good puzzles that made use of the mechanics. But it felt like they didn't make use of them enough. Like, especially in the later, or the trickier dungeons. It kind of felt like they had to rely more on the environmental stuff. I think Tears of the Kingdom really actually ramped it up. When I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, I was like, the fact that you had to think about how you build things really changed everything. I was like, okay, like now it's really good. But in Breath of the Wild, it felt very, very, very basic. Like the first one was amazing because it was like you had no clue, right? Then after, like the fifth one was like again, you know what I mean? Whereas in Tears of the Kingdom, every single one was like, how do you build this? And it's like, I don't know, I gotta pull out like my CAD program, you know what I mean? Like, I have to figure it out. Oh no! Match found, sure. Kidney stone! You got a kidney stone! Link, you have a kidney stone. How does it make you feel? I can't pee. Yo, I have a compass. Banana? Banana? Eat the banana. No, eat the banana. Don't equip the banana. Eat it. Yeah. One thing too that I found very interesting was that I was really hoping that they had more complex enemy types that like changed how you played and that interacted with the building more. Basically, the enemy types in Tears of the Kingdom felt very much like the base game. And like only one enemy type kind of used the mechanic, but it only used the like ability to like grab things, to pull it away, like that giant floating cube enemy. Everything else didn't really have to like build stuff. Like you didn't really have to build things to like fight them, which was kind of like boring. I was really hoping it integrated well. How do you get kidney stones against salt? I think it's just lack of water. Like I'm pretty sure it like doesn't matter what you do, but just not drinking enough water in general will like get you, I think. Though maybe salt can like accelerate that. Maybe there's accelerators, right? Because like salt makes you thirstier, like takes away your like water. Same with sugar. Because if it was only salt, then Mountain Dew wouldn't give you that. But somebody who drinks Mountain Dew every day would have stones. Money, money, money! Money! Oh fuck, it's a bat! It's a bat! Oh my god! Snake! Clear.
Ah, yes. Light the torches, Link. Find the way.
Honestly? Glove? What's that? Leather gloves. +1 defense, sure. Baller. We're actually getting better items. You know, this is... Like, it really is the problem of like roguelikes, is that... How do you make it feel compelling to play? And how do you make it so it's mostly... Like, it feels like a better experience that doesn't feel so weighted by RNG without making it feel boring, right? Because the RNG is what makes it fun. But it's like too RNG, and it's like now all of a sudden I'm like too strong because I have gloves, steel sword, and a shit ton of items from kidney stones. I got 2 different types of kidney stones. Whereas, you know, the other time I got nothing. So what? Man, roguelike game. I still think roguelike game design is a bait, or like it's a bait when you're making a game because it's way harder to think about these interactions. Like a normal game, if you make a normal game. And that this is a huge ass prison. What the fuck? Oh, uncle, no! He's dead. My uncle. No, no. Uncle. Uncle, no. So your uncle dies in this game, and you like get his like, sword. So the sword is like his. Another kidney stone. But yeah, I think roguelike game design is kind of a bait because like. The promise is that you can do it without having to think about how you make things, right? Like you can do it without having to think very deeply about how you have to like build these systems. But the reality of it is that you have to think about it even more. But you have but you have a very annoying way of balancing it. Where you have to balance it by like ratios and like basically you have to balance chance. And then that's a whole different ballgame because chance can either feel too good or too bad, and it's hard to tell when you've like really hit the nail on the head because it'll almost always just feel bad until it feels good. And so it's like how do you know if it was just chance that made it feel bad, and how do you know if it fundamentally does feel like bad, right? Like here, if you don't say that the steel sword is an RNG shop thing, excusez? Say it's a random chance thing, right? What does that mean when you don't get it? Well, it means ultimately that your experience is soured to some degree. It means that you can't two-shot enemies and that you start to fight even harder, right? And so your gameplay experience in these rooms, for instance, becomes more of a slog than it does an actual like challenge where it's like fun. Kiwi? I'll grab the kiwi after. Does it last for a long time? I don't even need arrows. You got a kiwi. And it feels like it's almost always better to go for like a full game design where you're really like pulling the levers for specific things versus random chance. Like it feels way easier in my mind to manage like the things that I know that are guaranteed and just figuring out when you place them and or like when they're available versus trying to make it so that like people won't have too good of a random experience but not too bad of a random experience without getting rid of those like highs and the lows. What is that? Oh, the kiwi, sure. Fire ore, nice. Wait, sick. Hey.
Here is your fortune. I see money in your future. It is not yours, though. Only one fortune allowed. Good luck to you. Ooh.
I will say one thing though. This totally not legal game that definitely probably should maybe not have been released because like it's crazy. Again, it's crazy that they have a PDF file. They have a PDF file that literally says So yeah, I ripped the assets of the game. So maybe they shouldn't have written that like down, and maybe feigned ignorance on some level. But I will say it's a great take on the genre, and I sure do hope that Nintendo, in taking it down, plays it once to recognize what they're missing out on. What the players want. You know what the players want. That could be like an anthem. Like the fuckboy anthem. That could be the fuckboy anthem. You don't know what the players want. Yeah, the fuckboy anthem. Yeah, hello. I will soothe your wounds and comfort your weariness. Close your eyes and relax. No! The first woman I've ever seen, and she disappears after I talk to her. It's all the same! My mother was right. I'm never gonna find a partner at this rate. Surely it's not me, and it's society. No! Why is everyone dead here? Jesus. You know what? If they take this... What?
Hello, young lad. My name is Bezo. Could I ask for a favor? Great! I have a friend who lives in the rebel village. She is ill, and I can only assume she is on her last breath. Could you deliver a letter to her?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Here is the letter. You will find the rebel village through the catacombs and below the sewers. Stay safe and fair.
What? Rebel village below the catacombs? What? What do you mean below the catacombs? Dog. What is this? I don't even use magic. Eat that shit. There are rebels living under the sewers. What?
Rebel scum. I will cut you down, rebel scum. For the Empire.
Where the fuck is the key?
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, the door opened. Okay, sorry about that. For the Empire.
You know what? Okay, maybe they take this concept, but they tweak it. Maybe they take this concept and they think about it more from a gameplay perspective. Maybe they add more things, because I can definitely see this being very, very like simplistic to some degree. What is this? Quartz gemstone. No shit. All right, fuck it. We'll just use this then.
Hey, do you want to see a firestone? Good luck. Good luck.
I have 13 sons at home. I hope they're okay. Jesus. The names are Mikey, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, Brian, and Will. It's very good to know, man. Thank you. We're gonna go. Well, okay, now I kind of want to make it to the. Okay, we're gonna make it to the Rebel Village. We have a cap on this for an hour and a half. Okay, so we have 45 minutes left, anyways. But I was gonna end it at 1 hour. But now that I know that there's a Rebel Village, I think we go all the way to the Rebel Village within 45 minutes. I have beer, so there's no way that I lose. But I also have an extra kidney stone. And I don't know what to do with it. So really, I mean, it's 50-50 at this point. No! You know what? The one thing I will say, I'm glad they moved away from maze-like design and they thought more about the mazes as a containment system with ways to break out of them, right? I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, the little maze-like puzzle areas at the very, very top in the sky, they did the best possible move, which was they didn't force you to go through them. I don't have a key. I can't open you up inside. Compared to this, where it's like you're just mostly backtracking, just trying to find things. Because I remember, like, Nintendo games in general feel like they have a lot of one-ways. Where you go down the pathway, and then boom, you're in a one-way. and you jump down. It's like, I'm in the one way. I guess I have to go all the way back again. It's like, geez, boring, right? Whereas, like in reality, maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want like an actual like pathway that leads you somewhere, that takes you somewhere cool, that does something for you, man. Am I soft locked? You're telling me the one time I get a cool objective and good items from soft locked? Please don't tell me that, please. Please tell me it's a me problem. Dear God, it's not a me problem. Where's the key? I'm soft locked. Oh. Aha! Fuck your children. See, she tried to distract me with her children. So she's actually Aghanim's agent. And she was like, I know how to prevent him from lighting the torches, sire.
13 kids. Holy hell. You know I'm not paying you extra, right?
Thank God. What's this? Oh God, there's even more doors. You know what it is? This is what? Hi. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. The Zelda games, like the actual Zelda games, have an item that makes you run faster. This is what that it needs that. It needs that item. Because right now I feel kind of like brain dead walking back and forth. Hey chat. Hello chatter. Welcome. Don't tell anybody what you saw today. What you're seeing here running stream, don't tell anyone. This is illegal. Like actual factual. It's actually illegal to some degree. So don't tell anyone. We only get to play this for another 43 minutes before the lawyers come like listen, if you know it's illegal, is it still illegal? You didn't go away. You were listening closely in the shower. I know everything that you were. Mamma mia. That's a lot of places to go. Buzz Ale replenishes 3 hearts. Hope you like it. Bum 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 bum. If you said that to any other streamer, I think they would be like, I think they'd ban you. To some degree, it does feel kind of like freaky in the sense of like, what are you doing in there to my voice, right? But at the same time, it's like, some people watch TV shows in the shower, so it's like, is that really wrong? Because I'm putting on a show, right? So is it the same thing or is it different? I don't know. I really wish I had beer right now. Alcohol isn't good for you. How do we do this? How does that make me feel? How does that make you feel, Stick? That your viewers listen to you in the shower? Well, Doc, I feel like my privacy's gone. I feel like I'm just a tool for them. I feel like I'm just an object of obsession for them. I'm not even like a person in their eyes. Doc, I don't even know if they like me. I think they're just using me for my voice. Ma! Oh no, you've been cursed! The shops don't sell me anything! What the fuck? Open 2 treasures! Son of a bitch. Ah! Actually, you know what's funny? I do find that, like, weird. When somebody says, like, I like your voice, or, like, I came... Or, well, not I came. Sorry. But when they say, like, I watch you because of your voice. Because I got that comment on the 3rd channel where all the pre-stream stuff is, like, uploaded, right? And I was like, I don't know if that really makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me feel interesting in the sense of, like, wow, I'm glad someone likes my voice. Because I found my voice irritating. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if, like, I actually don't think that that's healthy, right? Because it means that you don't care about the work that I do. You don't care about the show that I put on. You don't care about even like the interaction that I give you. You care only about the satisfaction that you derive from objectifying a portion of me. And I was like, I get it. Like now I understand. You know what I mean? Because like from a dude's experience, it's kind of hard to feel objectified on some level, right? Actually, I take that back. I've been objectified for a very long time of my life, actually, for various many reasons. Yeah. So I kind of got it, but like then I really got it, right? Because before it was from people that I kind of knew, right? Schoolmates, classmates, girls in older ages from like, you know, from like, but like within the same schools, and like stuff like that. But this was like from a stranger on the internet, and I was like, okay, yeah, like now I feel this. Like it definitely feels weird. And like this is actually the closest I think to the experience of like I guess like what every woman goes through, right? Like when you start getting catcalled, at least from what my wife tells me. Because she tells me stories and I'm like, holy shit. Like but it feels the exact same of like that objectification. I like you because of your body, but shut down. Yes, exactly. I like you because of your body, but shut down. And that's the thing, right? If they heard my voice and then they saw my body, I think they would do the same thing to my body. Not because my body is particularly good. I think my body is sort of like just average. But because it's their mindset. Their mindset has already come into this with this idea of objectification. They've already come into this with the idea of like, I like you for a part of you. And so therefore, I think it's not unlikely that they would make that then leap to go and like objectify the rest of me. What the fuck? I don't know what to do. I'm gonna die. Oh no, this is not so good. This ain't so good. This ain't so good. The rebels, they need me. No, the rebels need me. Well, that's it for this illegal game. Thanks for watching this illegal game. We'll never play an illegal game ever again, though that's twice now. Which is actually a lot when you think about it. I'm still surprised I'm not banned. But hey, sometimes it's fun to skirt the law and like, you know, do things outside the law because you get interesting concepts taken, you know, and applied to a core that is otherwise sort of being taken in a different way. Zelda has sort of always been about the story and exploration elements as well as the puzzle and fighting elements, but never about just the core fighting experience, right? There's never been like a fighting focused Zelda game, which I don't think it works for Zelda fully, but I think an element of this could be interesting because again, the Master Sword Trials in Breath of the Wild was just this. And I thought that was a fantastic take on the idea of it because it forced you to think about how you like play with the game's mechanics to optimize your play. Like the Master Sword Trials was effectively, can you go through 100 levels or like something of like a giant gauntlet using only the things that you find within this gauntlet and using your abilities to the best of your ability. And this is effectively this, but for the 2D games. And I think it works to some degree, but not entirely. Because I think, again, losing out on the ability to feed your horse, losing out on the ability to talk to the Gorons in Goron Village, losing out on the ability to have like a little Mipha following you, or even losing out on the ability to have like a Zelda whispering in your ears every night. I think you lose too much for what you gain. But when done well, I can see the value of it. So thanks for watching this. We'll never play an illegal game again. And we're gonna move on now to the next game before the lawyers get